Hi there everyone. Um, Welcome to my home studio. I am a beginner resin crafter, and one of the things that I like to do in resin is to add flowers to my resin. And this is actually one of the first ones that I've gotten. This is from Umomo in Markham in Canada, in near Toronto in Canada. This is like $2, right? You can't really tell whether they're real flowers, but they're very tiny. I didn't really enjoy this a lot because it's like, to enjoy the flowers I have to really cut them, and I'm trying to focus it. Um, I just don't really like them. They look like Queen's Anne's lace, but Queen Anne's lace is white really, and they've dyed this, and they're colorful, but I really didn't enjoy this too much. So if you buy flowers from the internet, this is from Amazon that I got for $20 Canadian, and I'm not even sure what kind of flowers they are. But they're packaged prettily, but I don't really use them a lot, only because I feel they're so precious. It's because they're kind of expensive. You see, there's also that Queen's Anne's lace type here. So I decided that I wanted to try and make my own, only because, I'm experimenting with resin, and I didn't really want to spend a lot of money to if I make something wrong or make mistakes, I don't really want to waste that money. So we see a lot of Queen's Anne's lace in my neighborhood here in Toronto, Canada, and I decided to try and dry them. What I did was I got a paper towel, put this, it's typically white, and then fold them, and then I have this lying around a tile, and then just put it over and put it inside the microwave and set it for 30-40 seconds, and then you go and check it, and you would feel it, and it's kind of slightly, I would say, crunchy. Not really crunchy, but sort of crunchy, so you know that they're dry. Now I've tried coloring it. I tried coloring it before I dried it, and the color doesn't stick as much. But I tried coloring after, and I feel like the colors were better. So this one, I think I've done. You can see. Let me try to focus it a bit. It was before drying it that I tried coloring it, and the color isn't that great. If you can see this is the one after coloring, then I dried after drying, then I colored it. I used food coloring, straight up, no water, and that's how it turned out. This one is, you can see, I didn't like the color too much. It seems so pale, but it does take on the color, right? So that's fine. And what I don't like about the Queen's Anne's lace, if you could see here, is that I feel like you can tell what the flower is if you use the top. The center ones are kind of too small to see, but in comparison with what I bought, they're kind of the same. Can't you see? Right? So I've used this actually on one of my resin things, if you can see here. The flower, the white flower is, that's mine. I dried that. The red flower is something I bought from the internet, from one of these things, right? It's one of those things. The leaves actually it's one of the weeds, and then I put it in there. The blue is also a background flower. It's also something I did, which is coming from this. So I store them, I bag them like that, and then I've heard, I really wanted small flowers because the resin things that I do is small. So I heard that baby's breath is a good drying flower. So that's what I did. Typically in Costco, if you buy a big bunch, that's like $11, and I'm not ready to experiment with that. But I saw at Metro yesterday, it was for $4, so I decided, okay, I can try and play with that. So what I did, and I wanted to color them as well, was I tried to see if the rose method worked. You know, where you put the rose into food coloring, and it tries to take on the water from food coloring and stuff. That didn't work. I left it overnight and it didn't work, right? So I didn't like that. So I tried dipping these flowers into food coloring and water, actually. So after dipping them for an hour, I think, for the flowers, and you can see they're still pale, but they took on some color. This is pink. You can see, kind of pink. This is yellow. Let's see. And this is blue. Kind of a nice shade. It's not vibrant as I would hope. And this is the natural white. I tried purple. It didn't work. It didn't take on the color. But that's what it is. It's an experiment, right? But the other way that I did this was to dry it in the oven for less than an hour, maybe 30 minutes in the oven at 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Now I also pressed this using the method sorry, I lost my thought there, with the tile, and this is how it came out. They're pretty good, I think. It's kind of still, I sometimes think that they're kind of hard to tell, but that they're flowers, but I feel like if you do a vignette with it, it will look good. So there's a few that I've tried that, again, they're colored before drying, right? And you can see some of the pink ones are like pretty. It's like a pale, pretty flower. Here's a pink one. Right? Yeah, and so I'll be using this to create resin jewelry, and see how they go. If you enjoyed looking and watching this video, follow along as I do more experimentation in resin, and hope to see you soon. Bye.